Hi everybody, and happy Friday. It was a glorious Friday here. It was very hot though, hence the hair do, the Cindy Lou Who hairdo, because I was sitting out on the deck for all afternoon. Just beautiful. And the most amazing thing of all, I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys, but my neighbors that used to make a lot of noise don't make any noise anymore. So today, when I came outside to go to the thrift this morning and to do all the food shopping for tomorrow's barbecue, I saw both of their cars were home, and I was like, oh God, I'm not going to have any peace. See, that's automatically what you think. But there was no noise at all. The kids weren't in the yard. They weren't out there. It was heavenly. I spent the entire afternoon on my deck with complete solitude. So either they went out school shopping or whatever, but I didn't hear them. And they have been really good, I have to say. Once in a while the kids run in the yard. I don't mind. They're sweet kids, but as long as they don't do that when I'm not here, I don't care. So I went to the thrift this morning, first thing, and then I went all over getting all the things I needed for tomorrow, because I'm making a, what am I making? I'm making marinated pork chops. I bought a 4-pound chicken to make a vertical chicken on the grill. I really want to try this thing. I'm going to make it on here. What else? I'm making an heirloom tomato tart. And I bought the heirloom tomatoes at Demers Farms last week. So, and they're beautiful. So I'll probably share the making of the tart with you. And I always share the Saturday barbecues anyway. But so before I ran around, I did go there to the thrift. And I found a pair of, today was blue and green tags for half price. I found a pair of brand new boot socks. These are great for the winter. They're also great for the wooden shoes when it gets chillier. So these will be great in my wooden shoes when the weather cools off. Today was a beautiful day. Oh my God. When I woke up this morning to have my coffee, it was thundering. It was thundering all morning. So I said, oh, we're going to have storms. The sun was out over there. The storm clouds were over here. But it was thundering and there was no real downpours. A little bit of rain, then the sun came out and it was gorgeous. So I did find some very fun things, and I'll show them at the end of the video because I did some footage on the deck earlier, and I found some really fun things. So, all right, I'm going to share the rest, some of the rest of the stuff from Craig. There's so much of it. Oh my God. I'm drinking a Sea Quench Ale. This is a beer that Skeety told me about, and it's supposed to really quench your thirst, and it's very lime. It's Sea Quench Ale Session Sour by Dogfish Head, one of my favorite breweries. And it says blissfully brewed with lime juice, lime peel, black lime, and sea salt. How fun is that? And it is very refreshing. Very refreshing. Very lime. It tastes almost like club soda with lime. And then I guess it has a little kick. But this is only 4.5% alcohol by volume, which is definitely around the percentage that I like. I don't really like anything over 5, maybe 6. But those special ales that they make, like Rogue, they make a lot of strong ales, 8-10% alcohol by volume. That's not for me. Not that there's not some great ones, but you just can't. You can only drink one, and they make you really buzzed. I don't like that, you know. So this is 4.5 Sea Quench Ale. Beautiful stuff. Very summery. Very refreshing. All right, let's jump into the records because there's a lot. Jungle Love by The Time. I love The Time. The only time I ever saw them actually was in, because it wasn't really my kind of music, but the only time I ever saw them was in the film Purple Rain, and that was a great, great song. This is Aquaviva. Aquaviva, a great exotica type artist. Miss You Kiss and A Man with a Dream on MGM. Very fun. This is La Vie en Rose by the Melacrino Strings. And of course, La Vie en Rose, beautiful song. I'm going to have to go fast, guys. There's a lot. We got the Fiesta 8 doing a Rumba, Rhapsody, and Alma Lanera. That's going to be really fun. You know, I love Latin music. This is really cool. This is Bugle Calls of the Army, and there's a bunch. I don't know if you can see how many tracks are on this little 45. Very short bugle calls. That'll be fun for podcasts. I got 1, 2, 3 Camarata Decca. And Camarata, again, another great exotica artist. A lot of good stuff here. We got My Concerto, Never, Un Bel Di Vedremo, Celeste Aida, the Fluter Samba, and the Cuban Nightingale. The great, great Camarata. This one I showed you last night, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did. I showed you that one on Apple. The Allman Brothers, Ramblin' Man, one of my favorite songs. The Doors, Touch Me, and Hello, I Love You. This is one of those spun gold Electras, re-released with 2 hit kind of things. African Rock by Murray Arnold and his Jamsters. How fun is that? Moonlight Swim by Tony Perkins. Tony Psycho Perkins. What's this? Anvil Chorus. RCA Victor Chorale and Orchestra. Anvil Chorus always reminds me of, what do you call, Looney Tunes. I love it so much. Johnny and the Hurricanes, Down Yonder, and Sheba with Picture Sleeve. Freight Train by Chas McDevitt. Very fun. Calypso Island, the Eloise Trio, and Chichi Merengue. Eloise Trio, one of my favorite bands of all time. They're a Haitian band, and they are the one that do Zombie Barbecue. What's a Zombie Boogaloo? Zombie. Oh, it has zombie in the title. It's a great, one of my favorites. I mean, I just love the Eloise Trio. YouTube doesn't let you play them. They're very, very copyrighted. Go figure. Arrivederci Roma by Nilla Pizzi. One of my favorite Italian songs. We got Holiday on Mars. It sounds great, but I listened to it and look at the beautiful vinyl color. It's like an aqua. Beautiful. Holiday on Mars. It sounds so great. It's by Henry McCarsky and his orchestra. It sounded nothing like a Holiday on Mars. Sounding no Martian sound whatsoever. Really crazy. The Moody Blues on London, Stop, and Bye Bye Bird. Cold, Cold, Cold by Dr. John, the great Dr. John, and Such a Night at Go. Celebrity Twist by Rod McEwen. I thought it was the poet, you know. I thought it was going to be really weird. Spoken word, you know, Rod McEwen. But it's not. It's a singer. It's not the poet at all. And it's Spiral Record Corps. Strange record label. David Essex, Rock On. Great classic. This is cool. Raymond T. Vinyl. Check it out. This is like a indie kind of punky or rock and roll band. I don't know. But this is Initial Records of Louisville, Kentucky. And it's a band called Boy Sets Fire from Newark, Delaware. And it's a little, it says consider, and consider the numbers and turn the key feudal is the tracks on it. Really fun record. We got Bob James doing the main theme from Star Trek the Motion Picture. Always fun. And more Camarata. Heaven drops her curtain down and only fools. Again on Decca. Camarata is amazing. This I showed you in a picture. I forgot to show you because it's so beautiful. The Headless Horseman of Sleepy Hollow, book and record. Book and record. And the Headless Horseman is one of my favorite Washington Irving stories. I love it. And Tarrytown is just over the Tappan Zee Bridge from me. So I go there around Halloween. I've been to Washington Irving's grave. We actually saw the Headless Horseman ride in the Nyack Halloween parade. He was amazing. A big, beautiful black horse and the rider. And he wore the thing with, and he held his head. Oh, it was just beautiful. Held a pumpkin in his hand like this, and he was like a master horseman, and he rode the parade. It was so real. And right now, he doesn't do the Nyack parade anymore. He goes right to Tarrytown and rides through the Haunted Woods there. They have a Haunted Woods thing at Halloween. Just beautiful. All right, David Carroll and his orchestra, Percussion Orientale, of course, awesome, Exotica, Gatefold, beautiful stuff. All right, another circus. The circus comes to town on CRG, Children's Record Guild, beautiful, 78, 10-inch, beautiful stuff. I'm putting them right back in the box that Craig gave them to me in. Now this is another from the Ringling Brothers collection. The guy actually was the conductor of the Ringling Brothers Orchestra. So I was amazed. That's why he collected so many circus things, but that's why I was amazed that he was letting them go. But Craig said he was like 92 years old, and some of those records were autographed, and Craig kept those. And I told him, don't put them on eBay yet. Wait until it sinks in that Ringling Brothers is gone. You know, they only, I think May 30th was their last, absolute last. And Ringling Brothers was one of my favorite. I loved the circus. And I just, my whole entire childhood, I just adored the circus. And Ringling Brothers, Clyde Beatty Cole Brothers, those circuses were what the circus was to me. It was just amazing. And now they're gone, so becoming a thing of the past. And these records, you know, these Ringling Brothers records are going to be very collectible. So if he holds on to them, you never know. All right. Speaking of which, this is Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey's band on Victor 78. How exciting is that for a circus collector? This is bizarre. Giant Sounds. Organ Magic by George Wright. Craig made some comments about the title of this. He said, how can you put Giant Organ and Magic together on a record cover and not think, I don't know. That's just Craig. We were laughing though. This is really fun. Borderline Records presents A Night with Ava. Now she is like a Belle Barth or Ruth. What was her name? The sweater girl, Ruth. You know who I'm talking about. The risque kind of comedian, the sexy comedian, the burlesque type comedians. She is one of those. And this is really, look at that beautiful cover, right? Just awesome. Bongos, flutes, guitars on command. This is a later issue because this is not the gatefold, but always great. Always good. And Caravan is on here, which is, of course, one of my favorite tunes of all time. This is the versatile Henry Mancini and his orchestra. This is one of my favorites. I do have a copy, but this is mint. Beautiful stuff on here. We have Valley High, we have The Whispering Sea, Return to Paradise, The Breeze and I, Moon and Manacora, Sleepy Lagoon, great Exotica. So this is very, very beautiful. Henry Henry Mancinino. He's just amazing. Boris Karloff, Just So Stories, and Boris, of course. We love to hear his voice. He is Frankenstein, one of my idols of all time. Tommy Dorsey doing Hawaiian War Chant. Isn't that fun? A Hawaiian record by Tommy Dorsey. Very interesting. Another great music, Themes of Television by Hugo Winterhalter. Beautiful stuff. The Magic Toy Shop, where music brings the toys to life. Doesn't that sound magical? A Child's Introduction to the Classics. This is sealed, beautiful sealed little record. This is really beautiful. This is on Merry Records, Mountainside, New Jersey. Very interesting. Children's Treasury of Musical Stories. Beautiful stuff. A beautiful copy of On Top of Spaghetti. Tie Me, Kangaroo Down, Sport, and other favorite songs for children. I have, of course, On Top of Spaghetti by Tom Glazer. But this is a beautiful, beautiful copy. This is not Tom Glazer. This is sung and played by Mark Field. Very fun. Walt Disney presents A Child's Introduction to Melody. Beautiful stuff. Oh, now we get into some of the Christmas records. Sleigh Ride, Jingle Bells, Children's Christmas Favorites by the Carolier Singers and Orchestra. This is such a classic children's record. I love it. He gave me a copy of Jackie Gleason Presents Lonesome Echo. This is the Jackie Gleason album that Salvador Dali did the cover on. And you can see Jackie Gleason shaking hands with Dali right here. Dali is one of my favorites. Gleason is one of my favorites. So this is beautiful. I have this on volume 1 and 2 of the 10-inch, and I have volume 1, 2, I forget if it was 3 or 4 volumes on 7-inch for this album, but it was actually released on every format available at the time. And Jackie Gleason's albums, the early ones, were often released on 7-inch EP, 10-inch LP, and 12-inch LP. Very, very interesting. Soft Hawaiian Guitars, Favorite Instrumentals of the Islands, of Volume 6. There was a lot of them, obviously. A Very Merry Christmas. Now, Very Merry Christmas was a series, and Craig has a bunch of them for me here. This is Volume 7. This is Volume 6. This is Volume 5. This is Volume 4. And this is Volume 3. And then this is The Christmas Sound of Music. Beautiful stuff. All of these Christmas records that came in. Big Band Greatest Hits. Number 1, a tribute to the Duke, the Count, Woody, Benny, Glenn, and more. This is also sealed. Still sealed. How fun is that? And of course, music to trim your tree by, because of course you can't trim your tree unless you have this record. So if you don't have music to trim your tree by, you really can't trim your tree. So here we go. Music to trim your tree by. One to look for, guys. So that was the rest of the stuff from Craig. Lots and lots of stuff. He said he emailed me, texted me last week and said, I have stuff for you. And then he said from that moment on, people kept bringing things in that he said were for me. You know, he just put them in my pile. So things kept coming in for my pile, and it was very, very fun. So it's always worth it to drive all around town and detour everywhere just to get to Craig's store, because he's always got great stuff for me. And I always love to see him. He's one of my best friends in the world. So anyway, I guess that's about it for me. I was going to go to the Patterson thrift store today, the big one, but I had so much to do this morning, so much running around, that The only thrift that I actually stopped in was the one right by the food store. So since I was there anyway, I stopped there and I got that beautiful, well, you'll see it at the end. I found some very, very fun things. So anyway, I hope you're having a magical, mystical, musical Friday. I hope you're all gearing up for the weekend and having a beautiful day. I love you all. I'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye. Hi guys. I went to the thrift this morning real quick before I went to all the food stores that I needed to go to, and I found these awesome candle holders. Look at these. They're like Buddha hands. They're brand new in the box. I had a bunch of these little battery candles already from the dollar store, so I put those in there. Really peaceful. And I got this thing here, this mini chimenea, which I'm burning incense in, and that's what I'm going to use this for, because I love to burn incense out here. So the chimenea didn't have a base, and it has a round bottom. It doesn't sit on its own, so it would have had some sort of stand. So I looked everywhere for some kind of stand, and I found this little iron stand that had a bowl in it. I took the bowl out. I can use the bowl for anything, and the stand works really, really nicely with the chimenea, doesn't it? What?